Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 5, and look at some images released by AMC and Skybound. They released some HD stills from the episode, and we're going to go through it and break it down and talk about what we can expect. Also, we're going to be talking about the opening minutes. So, with all that being said, spoiler warning in case you aren't caught up with The Walking Dead, and if you are a fan of the show, be sure to subscribe for more Walking Dead content, and let's get into it. Alright, so starting off with the photos, we know this episode is going to be really interesting in terms of characters because we're having a lot of character stuff, the Negan and Brandon stuff, the Kelly and Connie and Daryl stuff. We got some Whisper stuff going on with Magna, so a lot of character stuff, which I'm really excited about because they're doing a great job, I think, with all the characters and making each storyline interesting. You know, I'm just as excited to see what's gonna happen with Brandon and Negan as I am with Connie and Kelly and Beta and Alpha. So many awesome stuff going on. But starting off with the images, the first one we have here is one of Connie and Daryl in the woods. They're most likely looking for Kelly because we know Kelly is on her own here. The next image leads directly into that. We have Kelly in the woods. This also has to do with the opening minutes, which we're going to talk about later. But I'm not sure exactly what she's doing on her own in the woods. We know Magna's group is going to have some interesting stuff going on, especially Magna. I don't know if Kelly's going to be involved in that. We know Magna is like upset with other people, and I think she's going to be looking after herself and her own people. I don't know if Kelly's involved in that, and maybe they don't want to be part of the Hilltop. I don't know exactly what's going on. You guys let me know. What do you think is going on? We're going to talk more about Kelly, though, during the opening minutes because the opening minutes does involve her. The next image, we have one of Connie here. And then we have one of Daryl, again, looking for Kelly in the woods. And then we have a picture of Magna here also. And then moving on to the Brandon and Negan stuff. Here's an image of them walking in the woods, having a friendly conversation. You can tell from their faces. Here's another shot of it. It looks like they see something interesting. I'll get onto more on what I think that is in just a little bit because I think this also could tie into the opening minutes. Or it could just be completely, separate. But they're looking at something here that has their attention. Here's a shot of Brandon and then another shot of Negan. So I'm really excited for these two. I'm interested to actually see them interact more because from what we've seen, Brandon has just been following Negan around Alexandria and just saying like get back to work and this and that. So I'm actually interested to see them interacting and if Brandon's gonna ask Negan questions and stuff like that because in the synopsis for the episode it says there's an Alexandrian who admires Negan. Obviously that Alexandrian is gonna be Brandon, but we haven't really seen that side of him. I guess he's just been like faking it, with the whole get back to work, sir, and get back to where you were doing, Negan, and this and that. So hopefully we see more of that because that's interesting to me. This young kid who isn't that young. Like, he's older than some of the other people in The Walking Dead who have been doing good things. So I'm interested. And it's kind of scary to think about. Like, this dude is admiring Negan. I don't know if he knows what Negan's done in the past, but I don't know why he would admire Negan. And that is a bit concerning because there's a lot of saviors who used to admire Negan, but also a lot of saviors who were just doing it because Negan was saving them and giving them a place to live. But this guy who lived in Alexandria went out of his way to let Negan escape. So I'm interested in this whole scenario, so I can't wait to see what exactly goes down between these two. Next, we have some images of the Whisperers in the Whisperer camp. Here is a shot of Beta and this other Whisperer behind him. This image is really interesting to me because it looks like that is Gamma, or at least it's Gamma's shirt. Or it could just be very similar. It might not be exactly her shirt, but that is pretty damn similar. But whatever is going on here is interesting to me. This is a walker, obviously. You can tell from the hands. So maybe, and they're skinning the walker, so maybe they're showing us how Gamma got her mask or whatever. Or it could just be a totally different situation, and I'm just saying that because the shirts are very alike. But that is a bit of a coincidence since this episode is focusing on Gamma. Here's an image of Beta, who's looking directly at the camera, which is scary because it looks like he's looking directly at my soul. He's obviously skinning a walker here also. You can see the walker behind him. And I love how The Walking Dead is becoming more and more brutal and gruesome and stuff like it originally was. I know like after the whole Negan thing, I guess people were complaining and they toned down the violence. But it looks like they're picking that back up again because some of these episodes have been pretty brutal and gruesome. I remember the episode of the Alpha and Beta flashback episode, the first Walker kill of that girl in the car. That was like, I was a little bit shocked at what I saw, so that's interesting. It looks like they're slowly going back to their roots, which I think is also another reason why this show has been succeeding so much. Next, we have an image of Gamma and Alpha, Beta in the back doing what he was doing in the last episode. And see, Gamma's shirt is very similar to the other Walker's shirt, so I don't know if there's a correlation there or what, or it's just totally different, but that's interesting to me. Here's a shot of just Gamma. We know she's going to be having a pretty big episode. Here's one of Gamma talking to Alpha without the mask. And I'm not sure exactly what they're doing with her character. If she's going to end up maybe like taking leadership, like even over Beta or something, or what exactly is going on with her character. And I don't know. That's also another reason why I'm excited and really eager to see what's going on, because Gamma doesn't exist in the comics. I like these little things they're doing that kind of strays away from the comics. That doesn't change everything too much, but just adds another layer of interest, because we just don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I don't know what exactly they're gonna do with Gamma's character. So that is every episode we have of Gamma. We're learning more about her, which is great. Next, we have a shot of Alpha here sitting down, and then we have a shot of Alpha and Beta. And look at Beta. He has his knife out. It looks like they're maybe interrogating someone, like a Whisperer. We know the Whisperers have been having problems among each other. We saw that some of those Whisperers don't even want to be in the Whisperers anymore because of what they saw at the hilltop and the life they could have there. So they've been brainwashed by Alpha that this is like the only type of life you could have in the apocalypse. And I love how they are having some drama between the Whisperers and some inner conflict there, because that also makes another group a lot interesting. And in the last image is just this random walker. So those were the images we got for the episode. Now I want to move on and talk about the opening minutes, which involves Kelly. So I love the opening minutes. It is awesome. It tells us a lot about Kelly. I think the edit is really interesting, but a little bit of a recap on what's going on with Kelly. We haven't seen her that much this season, but in episode 1, they did a real big thing with her character where she couldn't hear those walkers behind her. And ever since then, there's been a bit of a speculation that maybe that was foreshadowing Kelly's death. In this episode, or at least the opening minutes, has even more of that. So we have Kelly on her own in the woods. And again, I'm not sure exactly why she is on her own. She might just be hunting. She might just be taking time for herself, and that could just be it. In the opening minutes, she's trying to kill this boar, and that could just be the reason why she's on her own. People like taking walks. She is struggling with her hearing, so maybe she wanted to go take a walk to see if it's really as bad as it is, and maybe she can hear stuff. But this, like I said, the sound design of this is pretty awesome, because they go through a bunch of like little insects and spiders and stuff like that, and we can hear essentially what she's hearing, and I think they did a really good job with it. But here's this boar, and we have Kelly here, and she's trying to kill the boar. Her hearing is like, she can barely hear anything. So I think it is getting worse, and hopefully that doesn't mean what I think it is, or what the negative side of me thinks, that it's kind of foreshadowing her death, because this is also a lot of focus on Kelly. And The Walking Dead, I will say, is becoming less predictable as it used to be, but when there is a lot of focus on a character, that usually is a bad sign. So hopefully it's not the same thing, where there's a lot of focus on this character and she ends up dying. But this is some bad stuff going on with her character. Yeah, but anyways, she successfully kills the boar and she runs over, and then she gets attacked by a walker right behind her, and this is a really close call. And this is a good walker sneak. I love it. It makes sense in a situation. I say that because there's been a couple times in The Walking Dead where there's like a silent walker right behind the character, which to me never really made that much sense, because how can a walker be silent? But in a situation like this, it makes sense. So I love how they actually did it here. And you buy it because she's struggling with her hearing. But yeah, there's some walkers creeping up on her. She successfully kills them. It's all good. But these walkers do end up eating that boar that she killed. Or she didn't kill it, but she took it down. I think she was going to take it back to the hilltop. And that might be the reason why she's out here. I might be speculating a little bit too much. But that board is what I want to talk about. Earlier in the video, if you remember, there was that photo of Negan and Brandon, and they were looking down at something. They may have been looking at that board. That's what I'm kind of thinking about. That could totally be wrong, but I just have this feeling that maybe that is what they're looking at. Because all the characters are separate right now, like Brandon, Daryl, Negan, Kelly, Connie, Aaron. They're all gonna be like doing their own thing this episode. So that's why I was thinking that maybe they're kind of seeing each other's traces. Not a big deal, not a big thing or anything, but just what I was thinking. But anyways, after that, Kelly just books it because obviously she's struggling with her hearing and she doesn't want to deal with these walkers, and she runs away and she falls down and hurts herself. And I think that is why Connie and Daryl go after her, because in that trailer we got for the episode, one of the Hilltoppers was talking to Connie and said that we were supposed to meet her here. And if she's injured here, she obviously can't get up. So I think this gives us a big backstory on what's going on, at least for this section of the episode. So that was it. That was the opening minutes. I quickly wanted to share that with you guys in case you haven't seen it yet. But that looks to be the reason why Connie and Daryl are looking for Kelly in this episode. But I am gonna wrap it up there since that was it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions about the opening minutes and the photos. What do you think is gonna happen to Kelly, Connie, Daryl, the Whispers? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. And for more Walking Dead content just like this, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.